Morning, bitches. Hi.
Good morning, bitches.
I like the natural lighting in here today.
Yeah. So it is a little bit dark, but
That's why we have this.
yeah.
You can't
see that.
You can't see it, but we have a very fancy disco light in the background corner.
Oh, he said he's greatest. Yeah, welcome to Thursday.
Yeah, welcome to Thursday.
We actually both have tomorrow off, so this is a Friday.
So it doesn't necessarily feel like it's gonna be a day off. We got a lot to do. Some of you may know that I have a photography show. I curated a photography show here, and it is opening on Saturday. So kind of got some stuff to do to get ready for it, but I'm pretty excited. It's gonna be nice. It's nice to do some nerdy photo things again. I was on the radio yesterday.
To us, WJFF.
Radio Catskills.
Yeah. Radio Jiff.
Radio WJF. That was exciting.
Yeah.
But in between all the madness and the hustle and bustle, we still managed to write an original song about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So that's what we do.
That is what we do. And, we actually had a pretty tough time writing this song, we realized, because we actually really, really like this film.
Yeah. It was difficult what it was difficult to get an angle because we didn't want to, be too frivolous.
Right.
The movie is funny in places, but it's also horrifying.
Genuinely menacing.
And for those of you who've been keeping up, the Scarface song basically wrote itself.
Yeah.
Because we didn't like that.
We didn't. It was really easy to shit on that movie.
And Repo Man was really easy to find at one angle.
Yes.
And also just fun to write something in the style of the soundtrack.
Right.
And then Blade Runner was a little bit of a challenge, but also super fun to do something a bit different.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like when we sat down to write the Shawshank Redemption song, we were both like, the fuck are we going to do with this?
Yeah.
But it, maybe because it was the first time and we were just like, we just have to write something. Let's not overthink it. Let's just try to just write a relatively narrative song.
Yeah.
And I think I like it. I think it came out really nice.
Yeah, so we are pretty much writing these songs in 2 evenings.
Yes, it's not like we watched all the movies in advance and are just
kind of wish we had, but here we are. So we decided with this one, first of all, musically, it's got to be pretty menacing.
Yeah.
So we kind of just started from the riff and worked outwards.
Yeah, because I was kind of hearing something in my head that was, very Black Sabbath-esque, but that had kind of a driving beat to it that sounded that had kind of this relentless push to it. It was one of the things I noticed in the movie that I hadn't really looked for before, that I really, really liked were the camera angles and how a lot of the shots were either very far away or were shot low and from behind. So it always kind of felt like something was stalking, like something was watching, which I thought was very, very cool and really different. I think maybe it's something that is done in a lot of horror movies now, but I think the way that it was done in this particular movie was really, really effective, especially we were saying the other day, since really nothing too terrifying happens until halfway through the movie, and when it does, it's just in your face, Leatherface just comes out of nowhere and just brutalizes everything. But for that first half of the movie, so those long shots are really build the intensity. So musically, I thought I kind of was hearing something in my head that had that feeling, I could mimic that sense of inevitable doom.
Yeah. So we're going to play that for you in a minute. I wanted to return to, because I'd mentioned Video Nasties on Tuesday.
Yeah, she did the research.
I did a little bit of research. Sorry, it's cold. I feel like I got cold in here. So this was only peripherally involved in that. Basically, the video nasties, when home VHS became much more prevalent in the UK, there was a loophole where a bunch of like very low budget, super gory movies went straight to video, and they avoided certification
ratings.
And it wasn't. This was like, this had a legit release. It was more things like The Driller Killer, Cannibal Holocaust, like those kind of movies. Movies that if you watch them now are just flat out terrible. But because they were avoiding like any kind of intervention from the Film Certification Board, they were just, people could just buy them and whatever. So there was all of this like a lot of like pearl clutching. What won't somebody think of the children?
The children
situation. And it basically resulted in what became known as the Video Nasties Act, which basically just closed that loophole. But it became an excuse for a lot of censorship of horror movies in the UK for a minute there. And some things just straight up got banned. And then some things had to be cut a lot. So this was one of the things that like Texas Chainsaw Massacre had to have some cuts to be released in the UK. Like, I had it in my head that Evil Dead was banned. I think it was briefly banned, but then they had to make some cuts and it was released. But like there was a whole, you can look on Wikipedia, there's basically 3 lists. There's like one that was just like absolutely not. And then there's like 2 others that were various amounts of cuts to get released. So this was on the edge of that. It got lumped in with it a bit because it was like a bit higher profile. But yeah, I just wanted to return to that because I had vaguely mentioned it. It's very interesting, actually. And it was one of those situations where I forget if there was a crime that they specifically thought these movies were contributing to, but it was certainly part of that like moral panic situation. And like I was saying, like 1993, I think, 92, these 2 11-year-old boys killed a 3-year-old in the UK, Jamie Bolger, and for a minute, everyone was trying to blame that on Child's Play 3. Interestingly enough,
the obvious.
But this was obvious. This is obviously like 15 years before that. But yeah, so it did come out in the UK, but I think it was pretty limited release.
And like those kind of things really only serve to build the myth of a movie. Just like the same thing when you ban something because it's too graphic, it's too violent, like it only makes it. And that's like when we were watching it, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a scary movie, but by today's standards, it's like not.
Yeah, I think it really became an archetype though. Like I'm sure when I was a child, like the words Texas Chainsaw Massacre always meant something to me, even though I didn't see it until I was like 20.
Yeah. I mean, it's also just a great title for a movie. Really.
It is a wonderful movie title.
So yeah, we really enjoyed this film. It was good to revisit it again because, I had seen it a whole bunch of times, but it was many, many years ago under many, many different circumstances where I may or may not have been totally paying attention. This time I did, and I'm glad I did because I enjoyed it even more, appreciated it even more. And then having to sort of boil it all down into a song really it was fun. It was fun. It was challenging, but it was fun. So this is, I think, part of why we're doing this too. Some little songwriting exercises.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's good to just it's always good to give yourself a weird framework.
Yeah.
And make yourself, speaking as a person that wrote a hair metal album about the first season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, this is definitely in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, just giving yourself weird, okay, I'm only going to use this instrument, or it has to be about this, or I have to write it in X amount of hours.
Yeah, sometimes limitations can help you be more creative and kind of push you to do things that you wouldn't otherwise. This is not a song that we would have written as a just a basic bitches song,
Right.
but it doesn't sound unlike us because we wrote it. But we'll let you be the judge.
Yeah. So next week we're doing Pink Flamingos, which I have somehow never seen.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is a legendary film. It's very, very rough. It's very rough around the edges. You know, I'm curious to see what you think of it, but because it is so low brow and so low budget, you may find it challenging.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think then it's Freaks.
Yeah, right into Halloween.
Yeah.
And
And then weirdly in the middle there, Harold and Maude.
Right, Harold and Maude, and then we still have Rocky Horror
and Spinal Tap.
and Spinal Tap.
I'm kind of excited for you to watch Harold and Maude, honestly. Really interested to see what your take on that
I am
is.
interested to see what kind of a song we're going to write about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, join us. Stay with us for the ride. But
yeah.
Here we go now for the world premiere of Texas Chainsaw Massacre by Basic Bitches.
Yeah. Hopefully I'm not gonna cough. Literally didn't cough all morning, and as soon as the camera's on.
Well, I think the heat actually came on last night, so we're a little
dried out.
A little dried out. A little dusty.
Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You better run, girl, because he's coming for you. You better run, girl, there's nothing else you can do. You better run, girl, because you got nowhere to hide. You better run. You better run. You better run. You better stand back. Stand back. Keep out. Keep out.
Don't stop and don't stop looking. Clear out.
Clear out. Beat it.
'Cause you don't wanna know what we got cooking. You're not invited. Take away if you come inside here. You're going to pay. Not invited. Just take away if you come inside here. You're going to pay.
You should have seen the signs, cause they were everywhere. You should have seen the signs, but you just didn't care. He tried to tell you so, but you just didn't hear. You should have seen.
You should have seen.
You should have seen.
You should have stand back.
Stand back.
Keep out.
Keep out.
Don't stop and don't stop looking. Clear out.
Clear out. Beat it.
'Cause you don't wanna know what we got cooking. Not invited. Stay away if you come inside here. Going to be not invited. Stay away if you come inside here. Going to pay. So mind your business. I'll mind mine. Just keep your distance. Then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Nice one. All right,
There you have it.
that was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
All right, we will be back on Tuesday.
Talking about Pink
Discuss Pink
Flamingos.
Flamingos. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye bye.